watched any of my previous videos, you would know that we're besties. So what do besties do sometimes? Gossip. And that's what this video is going to be about, but I don't like bad gossip. So gossip that is hurtful to other people, I don't like that. This gossip is going to be gossip that isn't harmful, doesn't hurt anybody, very much like So he was saying that he had been working in finance, and that he made like over $100,000, and like was just really like, you know, nailing it, like saying like, oh, he has his own place and he lives in a certain like city that she lived in also, and like it was a nice part of the city too. So she was like, oh, okay, like, you know, that's nice, I'm glad that you're doing well for yourself, you know. But she was like, it wasn't like, it still was like a conversation other than the braggy stuff. So she was like, okay, like at the end of the day they agreed to go out again or see each other again, and he was really pushing like, I would love to like cook for you, I want to spoil you, like that type of stuff. And so she was like, okay. So as they were planning like him cooking for her, she was thinking that like she would or he was like, yeah, you can come over to my place, and she was like, no, I would probably prefer you to come over and cook at mine, because her roommate was gonna be home. She wanted to have somebody else there so she could feel safe. Her roommate was gonna stay in her room, but she didn't tell the guy that. She was like, yeah, I'd prefer you to come over, and he was like, okay, that's fine. So the date comes with the date. He comes over, and when he comes in, the roommate's still like outside. So he's like, oh, your roommate's here, and she was like, yeah, like she's gonna be in her room most of the time, like feel free to like take the kitchen, like cook what you want, whatever. So she said she was really surprised, because as he was cooking, like he pulls out like pasta, like chicken Alfredo, and you know, not that there's anything wrong with chicken Alfredo, because I love chicken Alfredo, but he was like talking like he was gonna cook this like gourmet extravagant meal, but he ended up cooking chicken Alfredo, which is fine, and she was fine with it. She just thought it was funny. So this man also like is cooking pasta, but takes like pasta doesn't chicken Alfredo does not take that long to cook. She said that he was taking like an hour plus to cook the chicken Alfredo. So like she's like, what's going on? Like, why are you taking so long? And like she said like his mood kind of just like shifted a little bit after he realized that her roommate was there. And so it was like she was trying to talk to him as he was cooking, and he was just like going like extremely slow, which she was like, this is very weird. And she's like trying to talk to him, but he was kind of being very short with her in the cooking process. And so like she's feeling at this point like super awkward, because like he's cooking very slowly and he's being very dismissive to her, and he's in her house. So she's like, this is weird. So she's like, okay, like I'm gonna go out in the main room. She texts her roommate. Her roommate's like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And she's like, no, the guy's being like super weird. Like, can you like save me? So the roommate's like, okay. So the roommate comes out, and she like comes up with something about like why she needs to talk to the girl, and the guy just gets like even more like agitated, and so she goes up, she's like, oh, like I think my roommate really needs me right now, like I know you're in the middle of cooking, but like I can finish, and like we can like do this on another day, like she's really not doing well right now. And the guy like gets so agitated, and he's like, I knew this was gonna happen. And she was like, what are you talking about? This is gonna happen. He's like, you don't trust me, and that's why you have your roommate here, and you know, I just like, I can't believe that like you think that I would be like a creepy guy, da da da, which he was being creepy, like the whole thing like is creepy. Like, why, like she's trying to make sure that she feels safe in her own home, so why are you like getting mad that she wants to feel safety? Anyways, and he's like, this is why, like I knew I couldn't trust you, she's like, my friend said, like, she's the least judgy person ever. And like the fact that, like, I think some men just have like an issue with women, like just in general, that like any woman that ever, sorry about the bus, any woman that like ever comes in their life is like a gold digger or whatever, when like that's not every woman. And I just thought that was a super funny story. Be careful who you date online. Be like my friend of a friend and have somebody there with you, because regardless of if it works, like it could have been in a very unsafe situation, but she had her friend there, and then regardless, like you're able to suss out, like, is this a good person or not? Dating safety is a real thing. People are weird. I'm gonna tell you just like a very short story about like this guy that I talked to very briefly on, that I like met on Tinder, and now he was just like very weird. A side note, like, I have a boyfriend, if you are watching this, I love you very much. This was very much before you, but there was this guy, and like we were just like texting and FaceTiming for a little bit back and forth. He seemed like a nice guy, very much like entrepreneur spirit, like, but I started noticing like some weird things about him, and I think like we would FaceTime, and then he was just like very like gung-ho, like, oh, you're gonna be my wife, like you don't even know it, you're gonna be my wife. And if you say like you're gonna be my wife, like, and we've only known each other for 2 days, it's kind of weird. So he's very much like, you're gonna be my wife, like, calling me wifey. I'm changing your name on my phone to wifey, and I'm like flattered, but still like this is a little weird. And then I think like I kept it going, because at that point I didn't. So sorry about this noise, this background noise. Living in a city, it is so loud. Where was I at? Okay, yeah. So I let it go because I didn't have anybody else to talk to at the time, so we were still like talking. And then he one time when we were like FaceTiming, he just took it too far, like to a point where I was like, I just felt like very uncomfortable. He started like critiquing me, and at this point we had known each other for like maybe 5 days. He told me that I should take better care of my health, which I am a curvier woman, so like I took a lot of offense to, because I'm like, I've known you for 5 days and you're telling me I should take better care of my health. Okay, you don't know me. Also, he was like, but even though like you're not as healthy, you're very confident, and that's what attracted me to you. And that's what I like in a woman, like confidence. And even though you're not the healthiest, you're confident, and that's like attractive. And at that point I was like, sir, I have to go, and I blocked his number, and I couldn't talk to him again, because who are you? And how are you to tell me that I'm not healthy? You don't know my lifestyle, you don't know what I do. Very crazy. Women, do not let men talk to you any type of way. Men, don't let women talk to you any type of way. Know yourself, know your worth, and be safe. Be safe out there. Dating is not fun. Online dating is not fun. So like, in whatever you do, like, be safe. If you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody, don't talk to them. My block game is very real. If you go out with somebody and you don't feel safe, you can leave. Always send your location to a friend if you're going out somewhere by yourself. And if they're coming to your place and you don't feel comfortable with them, have somebody there with you to make sure that you're safe, because people are crazy. People are crazy. As is